on the storm. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm. Into this house we're born. Into this house we're born. Into this world.
Most of us believe that God has a good plan for our lives. We ask Him to take care of us, to protect us, to give us the food that we need. And that's good, but God doesn't just want to do the ordinary, just do what's common. Most of us believe that God has a good plan for our lives. We ask Him to take care of us, to protect us, to give us the food that we need. And that's good, but God doesn't just want to do the ordinary, just do what's common. Most of us believe that God has a good plan for our lives.
I actually have not whitened my teeth in so long, and I use the Crest white strips. And I also forgot that I do use Aquafresh, the super white one. I use that every day. I've been using that since I had teeth, I guess, when I was like in middle school. So I think that's also part of it.
Most of us believe that God has... Most of us believe that God has a good plan for our lives. We ask Him to take care of us, to protect us, to give us the food that we need. And that's good, but God doesn't just want to do the ordinary, just do what's common. He has some uncommon blessings, some unprecedented favor. But here's the key. If you're going to see the uncommon, you can't just pray common prayers. You can't just ask for the ordinary. You have to ask for dreams that look impossible, for increase that seems out of reach, for favor to overcome obstacles that look too big. If you only pray small prayers, you're going to see small results. If you only ask God to supply your needs, it's going to limit what He will do. And the scripture says, you have not because you ask not. How many of your prayers are going unanswered because you never ask? You never had the boldness to say, God, show out in my life. Take me where I can't go on my own. God, open this door that looks impossible. Heal me from this sickness that seems permanent. Turn my child around. If God answered what you're praying about, would it be big enough? One reason we don't see God do big things is we only ask for small things. If you're not asking for something that you can't accomplish on your own, then you're not asking big enough. If it's not something that's over your head, you don't have the resources, it's never happened in your family, then you're not asking for the far and beyond favor that God wants you to have. Don't be intimidated by the size of your dream. God is the one that put that in your heart. Those things He whispered to you in the night, you haven't told anyone about. Seems so unlikely. God wouldn't have spoken that to you if He didn't have a way to bring it to pass. All He needs is for you to come into agreement. Dare to ask Him. But sometimes we think it's selfish to ask for something big. It's not right to ask to pay my house off, to own my own business, to meet someone really special. The enemy would love to convince us to only pray little prayers and believe for small things. Don't fall into that trap. Our God is an all-powerful, awesome God. He is not offended when you ask for big things. He doesn't say, who do you think you are? Don't you know there are a lot of people that need my help more than you? It's just the opposite. That bold prayer gets His attention. That's your faith being released. That's when He'll pour out blessings you can't contain. He'll open doors bigger than you could ever imagine. And yes, it's good to ask for our needs, but are you asking for